What's up, YouTube? We're back. It's Skid Marks here with another Hot Toys unboxing. This time it's the Star Wars Attack of the Clones Anakin. Really excited to get this figure unboxed and take a look at it. It's going to go really well with some of the other Attack of the Clones figures we've unboxed in the past, so take a look at those videos. Also, we got another deluxe set unboxing of Hot Toys coming up later this week, so take a look at that video. I think you guys will really enjoy that one. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out, and let's jump straight into it. So first figure here, we got the Anakin Attack of the Clones. This is going to be a cool figure. Let's pull it out. I typically pull it out so you guys can see the art on the front, which I think it's actually this way. All right, you guys ready? Let's do it. Oh man, that's pretty good. It's a good look. I like the look. So they gave him his, this looks like kind of like when he's fighting Count Dooku and he's kind of like, you know, standing off and looking down. It's a good look. I wish I had a Count Dooku. That would be sweet. I really want a Count, and I'd like to have a Qui-Gon to go with all these figures. I just don't have either one of those, and I started collecting like right after both of those figures sold out, so that was unfortunate. But I like it. I like the art on the front of the box. Excited to get this figure out, see what the quality of his outfit is, because he does have a lot of leather and things like that incorporated into his outfit, so hopefully that's all really well done. Can't see it without as much sheen now with the plastic gone. So this figure, so we'll talk about this in the very end as well, but this figure overall, the price point on this figure was $285. So $285 before we get into it. So the Attack of the Clones, Anakin, Hot Toys, $285. We'll jump into it. We'll see if that value is worth it in the end. That is kind of pricey. You're getting close to that $300 price point. You got to have some good accessories, in my opinion, to justify that. So I can't remember honestly what the accessories are in this box with the Anakin. It's been so long since I ordered this. So we'll have to see when we get into this. It'll be interesting. So let's take the top sleeve off. Oh man, I like this inner box art way better than the art on the back. Check this out. I like the box art. Ooh, you guys had a cool look too. He looks cool there on the front. I love this look on the back here of him kind of like, you know, an action pose. Got to get it just right so that glare doesn't get on there. But I love that look. I think that's a sweet look. He's got the saber out. It's kind of leaned back. Really sweet. And then he's got another look here on the side. So it's just him kind of standing. You got him standing, and we got some text there. We'll read that in a second. And then what you guys saw first was this front side with the clamshell kind of showing through, which is a cool look. I do like when they display these boxes. I mean, you could display this just like this, right? So, I mean, you could display this just, you know, just like this, not take it out of the box. I don't typically do that. I take mine out and display them kind of set up. I do keep my boxes in case I want to resell, but really cool. 20 years, episode 2, anniversary collection. So, and I think the anniversary, the 20-year anniversary, I think was actually like, I think a few years ago. And so this figure's been a long time coming. Oh, that's awesome. You can see the mechanical hand is one of the attachments right there in the top corner. I mean, we'll get that out of there here in a minute. Really cool. Really cool. All right, so let's read the story here on the side. So, Anakin Skywalker, discovered as a slave on Tatooine by Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker had the potential to become one of the most powerful Jedi ever. Some even believed he was the prophesied chosen one who would bring balance to the Force, always pushing the limits of his Jedi training, seeking to excel and live up to his reputation. Skywalker's passions often brought him into conflict with his mentor, Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, a hero of the Clone Wars. Anakin was caring and compassionate, but suffered from a deep fear of loss that would prove to be his downfall. Ominous. All right, so let's carefully take off the little plastic sticker thing here that holds the top on. Hot Toys Movie Masterpiece Series. When did episode 2 come out? Was that like 2002 maybe? Alexa, when did Attack of the Clones come out?
The film Star Wars, Episode 2, Attack of the Clones was released on May 16, 2002.
Oh, 2000. I was right, chat. Yeah, so if this was 2002, that means, 2022 would have been the 20-year anniversary. So that was 2 years ago. So yeah, that kind of tracks. I felt like I ordered this figure like almost a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. So it's been a long time coming on this figure. But hopefully it's worth it when we get it out of the box here. I feel like we're not opening this the way that they want me to. Is that? Oh, okay. Cool. So another just kind of nuance to the packaging here. You can lift that up and see more, essentially, of the accessories there. Interesting. Okay, yeah. You do open it from the top. Just making sure. Sometimes they change the way you do these boxes, so. Alright, so let's get the clamshell out. Oh, that's a cool. Okay, we'll get into that here in a minute. That's a cool thing to have included. All right, let's get this box out of the way. I do love this outer box, though. All of the 20th anniversary boxes for the Attack of the Clone stuff. So for the Mace, that was the kind of box we got. And then also the Padme, and I think both the R2-D2, I'm sorry, the Padme, the R2-D2, and the C-3PO are all, I'm pretty sure, Attack of the Clones. Even though Attack of the Clones is not my favorite Star Wars movie, I do love all these figures from it because I do like that. I like all the representations of the characters in that movie. It's just not the greatest of the Star Wars movies. Obviously, it's better than what we've been getting lately, but that's another conversation. All right, let's put that down there. Looks like they did include one of the LED battery packs, so that'll be interesting to see where that goes. Looks like we got a cape or something here in the bag, so we'll take a look at that. All right, so there you go. There he is in the clam shell.
So, because the lapel mic died, and you can't charge the lapel mic while also using the lapel mic, we had to pull the gaming mic over. So luckily it reached. It's dredging all the way from my gaming PC right now. But so we got this mic now. So anyway, if there's any trouble with it, let me know. It should be fine. We'll probably pull the lapel mic back out once it's done charging. But back to this. So anyway, it's like we never left, chat, when we edit it. It'll be like we never left. All right. So let's get a close-up view of the clamshell. So pretty cool there. Pretty cool view of what all you're going to get in the box there, at least what you can see from that. And then that was the clamshell, and then on the inside here there is what appears to be a wired case. Oh, it's his cloak that goes over. So yeah, he does have his cloak in here that's going to go over the top of him. It does appear to that it is wired. I can feel the wire in there, so that's good news. Okay, let's get into the clamshell here. It's up as we need to. So it looks like this top piece pulls out here once you get that sticker off. We got some hands, we got some sabers and stuff in here. We'll go over all these in close-up detail once we get close-up shots, but get some hands, some saber hilts there, which look like those are the LED saber hilts, and some extra pegs and screws. That appears to be the only top clamshell. All right, so get into the top here. We get into the top here right off the bat. Looks good. He's got a lot of plastic in here with him, so I'm going to take some of this off right off the bat. That's good though. I'm glad they took the care. Like typically I don't remember them taking the time to package like these individual sabers like this. I don't know if it's because they have the more LED aspect to them now that they're paying more attention to it, but that's interesting. Let's see if we can get a close-up of the inside of the clamshell here. Still a lot of plastic on them. Get the gist of what's left there. So let's go over the accessories. We've got quite a few in here actually. A lot of them are hands and stuff though, so I'm not going to get too carried away. So let's go ahead and take out what I think is pretty cool. It looks like they've included both the green and the blue saber. So they've included when he gets in the fight in the end with Dooku, they've included his saber, but then also Obi-Wan Kenobi's green saber, which isn't really his saber. I think he just gets that one from Mace Windu when he shows up to fight, help him during the Battle of Jakku. So there's the green one, motion saber. You can see that typical motion saber. Nothing crazy. Got the blue one, which these do look a lot better when they're illuminated. I do like the motion sabers when they're illuminated. Got the blue one. If you had a Dooku, it would be really cool to do an action pose with the motion saber. And you've got the two regular sabers here. Just stationary. Crazy. Let's stay up here at the top. So this is probably one of the cooler accessories in the box, in my opinion. So you do have the mechanical hand. So at the end of the movie, after Dooku chops his hand off, you do get the mechanical hand here, which is interesting. I don't remember it having this little. So you get the mechanical hand. The one piece I was talking about, I don't remember this, was so see this, like, I don't know if this pops off. We'll have to see if this says anything in the instructions, but I don't know what this metal piece is right here. That's like jutting off. It doesn't seem like that's supposed to be part of it, right? Like that doesn't seem. That seems weird to me. There's the hand. That is cool. So like most of this is obviously going to go up into, you know, the cloak. Really cool though. It's almost too shiny. You know, I'll have to go back. I guess when he first gets it, it is pretty shiny. I need to go back and I haven't watched this film in a while. But is it? You can't articulate it either. It'd be really cool if the fingers could move. You know, so you could kind of pose the fingers a little bit. But it's just stationary hand. So I mean, okay, you know, okay accessory. You know, all right. You get these two kind of useless things again, but they do match the Padme base. So you do get these kind of little things that go on the base. Will come to you, but there's nothing special here. Extra piece that put in the box to make you feel like you're getting more, in my opinion. These clips, I don't know what these are for yet. Oh, it's for the box, for the LED light box. So they give you these clips that you can use to clip to their backs, the LED light box. So that kind of goes around the box, and this thing kind of clips belt. Have the actual box. These are pretty cool. I'm glad that they have started doing these little boxes. I think this is kind of smart. So, you know, good idea on their part, I think. And then we've got two hilts here at the top. So this isn't Obi-Wan's hilt. It is a thin neck saber, I guess, to a degree. But this is the saber I think that Obi-Wan gets thrown to him. I don't think this is his saber. A saber that is brought to the battle, and that Obi-Wan then ends up taking to battle with Dooku. And then he throws this to Anakin during the fight once he gets kind of incapacitated after he gets hit in the leg. So cool. I mean, it's cool that they included that. That is, I'm glad they did. It'd be kind of silly if they didn't. And then you've got Anakin's saber. This is actually Anakin. You can see the similarities to it and the Darth Vader saber. So, which it becomes later. There are some differences. Actually, Anakin episode 2, and then what he ends up adopting in Revenge of the Sith. Pretty close up to it. Like that's actually red and green, the little buttons. You do have the actual like light switch buttons. The light switch buttons there. Pretty cool. So you've got the Anakin saber now. Let's do the hands stuff first. You have a few different sets of hands here. You have a left and a right outstretched force hand. So kind of the same on both sides. But, you know, typical outstretched force hand. Well, kind of the same thing on both of those. You got the outstretched force hand, then we've got a left and a right saber grip. Cool. Saber gripped hand, same thing on the other side. I don't think I really need to. Off. And you've got a left and a right, just fist. This is interesting choice. It's just a fist. You can't actually put anything in these, so this is like closed fist. With them having two sabers, I can I imagine a lot. But you got them there if you want them. Closed fist. Then you have, okay, this is kind of cool. So which is a little bit different than, oh yeah, okay. So the LED sabers, they give you one of both, the wired, LED sabers. You don't have to have them connected to an arm like you did in the past. But they give you both of those. So same saber, same level of detail. In the past, there was a one of the figures in the past that I got had a less detailed wired saber. You could tell, and I didn't like that. But these appear to be on the same quality scale. Really seeing any difference in them. So you have the two LED sabers, wired. Got some extra arm pegs and screws here, so we'll just leave those in this little. What I was going to say though about the LED sabers is it appears that you can run both of them. If you check the top of the box here with the connection, you can run both of them with this one box. So you can just run both sabers into the one box, plug that into his back, and you're good to go. So that's pretty cool. Let's get the cloak out, and we'll get man himself out of the box. If I ever get a chance, if they ever do another, or if I hear of them coming close to my area, if Hayden Christian's ever around my neck of the woods, I guess I'll say, if he was ever around here, or if they do Star Wars Celebration in like Orlando or something again, where I want to go there, I'd like to get Hayden's signature, and I would probably get it like on the base of this figure, and then display this figure. Unless I could get the Sith Eyes Anakin, and obviously that is a Holy Grail figure. Nice little packaging here on the cloak. They got it all wrapped up. This is an interesting design. I don't think I've seen this done like this before. This is heavy. So he has kind of an interesting top cloak here. So his cloak kind of has these two different things that I guess those fold down kind of with his tunic there. But then the inside of this, you can see the inside. I mean, that's really well lined. It's got like a really soft fabric there on the inside. And then it's got the typical kind of Jedi robe, but it's even got a nice feel to this too. This is nice fabric. And then they included the hood is wired. So you can kind of see that the hood here is wired if I kind of move it around there like that. But really nice material, man. And it's kind of hefty. Oop. So the wires should kind of hold up, I think, when you move them, because there appears to be wiring also down the edges. So you have wiring down through here. You have wiring across the bottom. These are almost completely wired. You could do something with those, and the hood is wired. So that is a nice cloak accessory. I'm interested to see what it looks like on him. Because he's not really wearing that throughout most of the movie. All right, let's get the man himself out. Take the plastic off. You can smell the leather on this guy. All right. So here he is. Straighten his head up a little bit. He's kind of crook-necked out of the box here. I mean, his face sculpt is good. Face sculpt is good. We'll talk about the face sculpt here in a minute. Getting the first impressions here as I look at him. All right, Yeah, I like him. All right, let's give you guys a close-up view. So I'm going to take the camera here. All right. So first impressions. I think he looks really good. I think they let's get kind of let's take it. Let me give me a little bit longer here because I want to take a closer look at. They did give you a crotch grabber stand, which I typically prefer. Just depends on the figure, but I think for this one that's going to work well because it'll fit up underneath there. You want to grab them around the waist. I don't typically like the waist grabbing stands. And then it looks like we've got the same. Make sure they got the name right. Looks like the same base that you got with the Padme Amidala that's behind me, which isn't a bad base. It's like the machine when they're in the factory and all of the droids are being made. It's not a bad base. I'm glad they didn't do like the typical sand one that they always do. You can see it's got some nice like paint effects and that sort of thing on there. My case with the other figures, I feel like he's short. You guys feel like he's short? I feel like he's short king Anakin. I feel like he's not tall enough. is that a weird thing? I feel like he's kind of short. All right. So first impressions straight out of the box without going through any of the attached accessories and stuff like that and adding those to him. I think he's a good figure. I think he's a good figure. I don't think he's a great figure. I think some of the other figures in the Attack of the Clones line have been great figures and they really nailed the likeness and things on them. I think it's a good head sculpt. I don't think it's a great one. And I think they kind of, maybe my tunic's riding up a little bit. It looks like he has no neck. Like he has like no neck. He seems kind of like squatted and short. I don't really know why that is. But in the neck and everything, it doesn't look right. Some of the things too that I don't agree with that they did. So like if you see this little pouch right here that's on his belt, and I'll kind of zoom in here and try to show you. So you see this pouch here that's on his belt. This one. Typically in the past, this would have been a real pouch that was real leather and you could open it, close it, put things in it if you wanted to, all that good stuff. That is not the case with that pouch. As you could see, that pouch is just hard plastic. It's just molded plastic. And they have two of those on there. Actually, they have three. The one on the back is not actually a real one either. So let me see if I can show you. And in the past, like other figures that you'll see behind me, they were always real leather components. So kind of do this. I'll look like that. That's just hard. That's just molded plastic. That's all it is. So that's not great. I don't like that. They've done something different with the boots as well. The material that they're using, it looks similar to the old material, but when you touch it, I don't know if you can hear that. You might be able to. but it has like a very like it doesn't feel like leather, which is fine if it looks like leather and it doesn't degrade over time. But like this piece on his chest here, that's real leather, or it's like kind of like a real feel leather. This is not though. This is, I don't know what material this is, but it's not great. And maybe it will bend a little better, but it doesn't feel like his ankles or his feet are articulatable. Maybe they are. We'll get into that when we get into the more detail. But he feels a little stiff there in the legs, which is concerning because he's in the portrait on the box, kind of doing like a move where he would have his feet kicked out to the side, which would be hard to do because it doesn't feel. They are articulatable. They're not very articulatable. So anyway, fresh out of the box is, I think it's a good figure. I don't think it's great. I think they cut corners in places on quality that they haven't in the past. I think the head sculpt is good, not great. So just a lot of good, not great with the figure. And for a figure that, like we talked about at the beginning, is $285. And we'll talk about the accessories here in a minute. I don't know that it's holding up to the deal and quality of the previous figures in this line, if you ask me. So anyway, let's get into some of the instruction manual here. We'll see what the intricacies there are with the different sabers and things. But I mean, really not a lot of accessories either, because I mean, really the most accessories, you guys. So you got the blue and the green saber. You have an LED version of both, so wired LED version of both, and a normal tilted version. You have the typical hands you always get, and then you have the mechanical hand here, which has an issue that I need to look at why it looks like that. Maybe that's just so it looks right in his. I don't know why that's on there. And then the rest of this is just like so these are accessories for sand, so those are useless. I don't know why they include these. I don't know why they just don't attach them. And it doesn't seem like that is really adding any value to anyone. And so yeah, that's it. And then you have the regular sabers hilts, which we've already talked about. So don't know. Let's get into the instruction manual. I think it's a good figure. I'm glad to have it in the collection. I don't know, chat. Not my favorite. All right. So you see kind of what I mean by they didn't nail. And like we need another facial expression. So like he just has the mute facial expression there, which you can move the eyes around. But like we should have had a facial expression like the one he has in this picture, where he's more eyebrows down, mean mugging kind of look. Let me see if I can get a better look on that for you guys. But I mean, you know what pictures is. So I mean, like, I don't know. So let's see what we got. We have the separate moving eyeballs. That's okay, you know. Okay. We have the Jedi robe, which it says, yes, does just go over kind of the top, and those things kind of flap down in front. And you can, so we'll kind of on just to show, look like. There's the robe. I mean, the robe is nice. I mean, it is wired. It's almost too heavy, though, for the wire to be affected by the cape to be affected by the wire, if that makes sense. But I mean, so you have the robe. Okay. Probably never use that again. You've got the separate moving eyeballs. You've got the whole string lightsaber, which, okay. You've got the LED lightsaber. So that's it. I mean, yeah, so I don't know. Let's put the LED sabers on them just so we kind of have a look to show you guys. But oh, and then we have the arm. So hold on. Let's talk about the arm. Interchangeable arm. Detach the right arm and attach the Meko arm. Indicated rod is fragile. Please handle it with care, otherwise it may get damaged. And it's talking about that rod that's coming off of it. So I guess that's supposed to be a piece of it, but I don't remember that looking like that, and it just looks out of place. I don't know. They could have done better. I'll say that right off the bat. I'm glad to have it in the collection. I can tell you right off the bat, it does not overtake my favorite Anakin in my collection, which is my Clone Wars Anakin, which you might be able to see if I'm out of the way and I move my arm. You can see him back there. That's in my opinion, a much better Anakin than this Anakin. But you know, we'll talk about that. So I guess let's put the sabers. Let's light up the sabers, check those out, and I mean, other than that, I don't really know there's much for us to talk about here, chat, so let's get into it. I guess we do want to do that, though. If you want to run the lightsabers, you have to run them through his outfit. Go ahead. Take the belt off. Give you guys a better look at the belt too, because I'm kind of disappointed in the belt. I do like that they kept the I forget what these little different colored deals were, but those are cool that they added those on. But the fact that the pouches are just hard plastic, really disappointing. Kind of get a look of him also with the lighted up sabers here. Let me turn him a little more towards you guys and we'll get a close up here, and then we'll go through final thoughts. All right, so final thoughts on this figure. Like I said, it's a good figure, not a great figure. For $285 that the figure costs, and some of the figures that we've gotten in the past, the accessories just aren't there. Like you have the light up sabers, which we have on right now and displayed with them, but like that's really it. You have the mechanical hand, but it's just the hand. Like the fingers don't move. It's not articulated or anything like that. So it's not the greatest of the accessories for the set. You really get the sabers, the arm, that's it. You get the stand, but you get a stand with every figure, right? So not the greatest of figure accessories. As far as the figure himself, again, I feel like corners were cut on some of the areas of the quality. So, for example, we talked about the belt and how the pouches on the belt were no longer actual leather pouches. They're just hard molded plastic. To me, for somebody that's looking, when you're paying almost $300 for a figure, this should all be handmade, or at least materials that look real when you get up close to look at it, because it's supposed to look like a replica, right? And that if I was looking at that, you know, in somebody's collection, I would say, man, why did they cheap out on the belt? You know, so it seems very strange that they did that. Other areas as well, seems like they kind of use cheaper material like the boots, and he doesn't have a lot of articulation in his feet. When I was trying to pose him, even though this material is more flexible, there's no, like, I don't know if it's the boot or what it is, but there's no articulation in the feet, so it's really hard to get his legs to kind of cooperate the way that you want. He has something going on with like the neck area here. To me, he looks like squatted. Like he should have a longer neck, in my opinion. I tried to like flatten down the tunic here to kind of make his neck look longer, but I don't know if they just messed that up or what is going on there, but he looks kind of weird. And then to me, his face is a little bit too full to be Anakin, like this age of Anakin. his face is too heavy set. They should have not made it as heavy. So I think overall, oh, and you do get the cloak. So I mean, I forgot about the cloak, but you're never going to display him with the cloak, in my opinion, because he doesn't wear the cloak in the movie. So except for kind of briefly in the beginning. So anyway, that's my kind of opinion on that. So overall thoughts on the figures is a good figure, not a great figure for the value that you had to pay for it. We waited a long time for this figure. Excuse me. So it's not like, they rushed it out or something like that. So, I don't know. Overall, just not super happy with this figure. Still think it's a good one to have in the collection with the rest of the figures for that set. But I'm much happier with some of the other figures in that line, especially like the R2-D2, the C-3PO, even the Padme was really well done, I thought, and she had some cool accessories. So, not really sure why they decided to kind of like he doesn't even have a hologram, which is every figure has come with a hologram, so he doesn't even have a hologram. So I don't know, it's just very strange. It seems like it's lacking on the accessories, but then also the figure seems like it cuts some corners in some areas. So that's disappointing. So let's get to the overall rating for this figure. I'm not going to go high. I do think, like I said, it's still a good figure, but I think I might have to go like 7.2 on this figure. So 7.2 on this figure. That's getting lower down there towards the sevens. And in my opinion, like a good figure is like a 7.5. And so this one, just it being kind of good, but then also lacking accessories, kind of brought it down to that 7.2 level. So that's where it is. Not my favorite figure. I was really hoping for more out of this figure. If I'm being completely honest, I was more excited for this figure than what came out of the box. So disappointing there, but still a great figure. We'll hope for better with the Darth Vader that we're gonna unbox here in the next. You'll see it on the channel here in the next few days. Okay, YouTube, that's our unboxing of the Hot Toys Star Wars Attack of the Clones Anakin. Hope you guys enjoyed that unboxing. I did. It's a good figure, not a great figure, but we'll have more unboxings on the channel for everyone to check out in the upcoming days and weeks. So make sure you stay tuned, like, and subscribe so that you're up to date on everything happening with the Skid Marks channel. Check us out on Twitch as well. We live stream over there. We live stream this review. So if you want to check us out for some live streams, that's where we do that. Anyways, check you guys out next time. Have a great day.